Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap, and this is a bit of a strange one, actually. It's the new Qualcomm Snapdragon Insider phone. It's Qualcomm's hero product, if you will, their flagship with all their tech crammed in, and you can buy this. It's not like a special edition, really. You can go online and order this in the US and China. It's coming to the rest of the world later in 2021, and it will cost you fairly eye-watering $1,500. So as you would hope for that kind of money, and the fact that this is Qualcomm's hero product, and they've just announced the new Snapdragon 888 Plus processor, well, bizarrely enough, it's not in here. We just get the regular 888 for some reason, which is a bit disappointing, but still, lots to talk about with this, lots to show you in the box, and also let's try and figure out who would actually buy this, because right now, I'm a bit confused by it. So this is the very snazzy and also quite chunky box that it comes in. We've got the Snapdragon branding all around. Sliding it open and it reveals this welcome note saying that apparently I deserve extra, which is very kind of them to say. And also telling me all about Qualcomm's products, including of course their Snapdragon 888 5G chip. And also how you can become a Snapdragon Insider if you want, and well, I'll leave a link to that website below if you fancy checking it out. So in the box, we have this phone, of course, and also a couple of wireless earbuds. If I can actually get them out. That's one. Come on. I've ruined this unboxing video already. There we go, got it. Okay, let's try this again. So we also get a pair of true wireless earbuds inside. These are from Master and Dynamic. I think the case is actually inside the box, or at least I hope it is. But for now, they work pretty well as a pair of dice. Okay, let's check out this phone, and even under the plastic cover, I can see how much it resembles the ROG Phone 5. Of course, this is built by ASUS. It feels very similar, but with a slightly toned down design. It's a big phone, 6.78-inch screen. We've also got this triple camera module on the back, a rear fingerprint reader, and also this light up little fire logo for the Snapdragon chip. So it's certainly a unique design. Elsewhere in the box, we have this little rubber bumper case for the phone. Kind of reminds me of that bumper case you got with the iPhone 4 about 1,000,000 years ago. And it does a good job of protecting it without covering up the back. Although it feels a little bit plasticky, but it is rubber. And it's also quite chunky, as you can see. We also get the earbuds case. So as I say, these are made by Master and Dynamic. They've got Qualcomm sound tech built in and some of their branding on the actual box as well. And finally, the Quick Charger 5 brick. It's a 65-watt charger and a couple of cables for charging the phone and the earbuds case. And that is pretty much it. So let's put that to one side and have a look at the Insider phone. Okay, so first impressions. Well, it is a lot like the ROG Phone 5. And obviously we've also got some very impressive specs. The Snapdragon 888, not the Plus, but also 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 512 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage, and this massive 6.78-inch 144Hz AMOLED screen. So some proper flagship specs there, which go some way to explain that very high price. But if you're thinking about using this as a gaming phone, unlike the ROG Phone 5, which actually is cheaper and also has a significantly bigger battery, that also has the shoulder trigger buttons and ROG's range of accessories for like the fan for cooling it for longer gaming sessions, and also the controller, the kunai gamepad. Now to be fair, they're not marketing this as a fully fledged proper gaming phone. This is all about showing off Qualcomm's tech. Everything from their AI auto zoom with the camera, and actually just the camera itself, because we have the image signal processor built into that Snapdragon chip, the Qualcomm sound tech, also the 3D Sonic 2 Gen 2 fingerprint reader, and just the performance generally. It's an all-rounder phone as opposed to just a gaming phone. So design-wise, this is a pretty chunky boy. It's 210 grams and 9.5mm thick. We've got this matte midnight blue color, which actually I do quite like. It's a very subtle design, except for that light-up Snapdragon logo, although you can turn that off. We get Gorilla Glass Victus on the screen, also stereo speakers. The sound on this is actually really, really good. It supports dual 5G SIM cards, although sadly no micro SD card support. No headphone jack though, and also, as I say, strangely, we have this rear fingerprint reader, but normally with these Qualcomm phones, it's all about the in-screen fingerprint reader. So perhaps this is Qualcomm's subtle way of encouraging phone brands to go back to physical fingerprint readers like this. As for the cameras, we get a 64 megapixel main lens that's using an IMX686 sensor. We also have a 12 megapixel ultra wide using Sony's IMX363. And finally, an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, which gives us 3 times optical zoom. And actually, the quality is very good. DxOMark has given it a 132, which puts it in first place in the US and 6th globally. And also bear in mind that these shots were taken with pre-release software, so it's likely they'll improve further. But one of the cool features of this phone is we have this auto tracking video mode. So let's try this with Sylvie the cat, because while she's not moving, she's obviously having a nice time snoozing, I can move around. So we're tracking her. If I move in a little bit, the camera zooms out and we get a nice ultra wide view. But then if I move back and she gets further away, you can see it switches to the telephoto lens. Bit of a white balance shift there, and that quality really has dropped actually. All this actually is limited to 1080p as well, there's no 4K. If I come right back in, you can see it pull out. So it's definitely doing a good job of tracking here. I'm not sure about the consistency of the quality between the lenses, but it certainly works. So it goes without saying that with this 144Hz screen and the specs we get in here, this is blisteringly fast. It'll play any game you throw at it flawlessly, including the likes of Genshin Impact, maxed out at 60 FPS. This doesn't really bat an eyelid, although of course over sustained gaming loads, having something like an external fan that we get as an accessory on the ROG Phone 5 would make a difference. However, I think my biggest issue with this is the battery, because while we have that pretty fast 65 watt quick charge 5 charger, which will top you up to 70% in half an hour, that's okay, but we only have a 4,000 mAh cell in here, which isn't that big for a phone this size, and also significantly smaller than the 6,000 mAh cell we get in the almost identical ROG Phone 5. And considering ASUS built this as well, it's a bit odd that we haven't also got that massive battery in here, which would have been good to see. So you'll still get a reasonable battery life out of this, but considering the specs and that, you might want to play a bunch of games on here, it's not going to last anywhere near as long as something like the ROG Phone 5, so a bit of a strange decision there. But I love the fact that this comes with what is essentially stock Android 11. That's what usually comes with ASUS phones, and while of course we do have some Snapdragon branding in terms of wallpapers, it is near enough stock Android, so it's nice and fast, there's no horrible bloatware or ugly skin you have to sort of hide or navigate around, it's just a good, clean, stock Android 11 experience. We also have these guys. Now I've been testing these for a couple of hours this morning, and they actually sound really good. I normally use the Sony, the WF-1000 XM4s, which are incredible wireless headphones. As soon as they're paired to the phone, you can see that we have Qualcomm's aptX adaptive audio enabled, and we can also switch between different sound optimizations depending on what you're looking for. So we're getting 24-bit audio support, 96 kilohertz music streaming, ultra low latency, and also some improved microphone quality. The funny thing is though, I thought the earbuds sounded terrific, at least to my ear, but then I was told by Qualcomm that these are also pre-production models and don't yet fully support Snapdragon sounds. So I am actually really curious to hear what kind of a difference that will actually make. But right now, I can't really comment on it. So who should buy this? Well, I don't know. The idea is that this is going to give feedback to Qualcomm. You get to sort of be a Snapdragon insider, tell them how they can improve things. I'm guessing they're tracking a lot of the information, a lot of the data on here as well. And it's kind of just like their demo device. But as I say, I'm not quite sure who would actually buy it, especially for that kind of money. You could get an iPhone 12 Pro Max top spec or an S21 Ultra for that kind of money. But it's certainly not a bad thing that Qualcomm are making these kind of demo devices, because anything that they can do to, get more feedback and have a better idea of what users want, so they can then develop that going forward, which will then trickle down to pretty much every other phone that we use, can't be a bad thing. But if you do fancy checking this out for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description below. And also, let me know what you make of this in the comments. Would you potentially buy one? Have you got an idea of who might want to buy one? Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, a cheeky little like and subscribe would be very much appreciated. And I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat.